Number 1 is an excellent candidate for eliminating some answer choices based on just looking at the shape of the graph. So we know this is a slanted line, not a vertical or horizontal line, so we can eliminate choices A and B right off the bat. So when we're down to 2 choices, in this case, the only difference is the intercept, which in this case is at 1, so our answer choice is D. For number 2, we can eliminate some answer choices right off the bat just by reading this phrase here where it says minor arc. So AC must be less than half of the circumference, which is 36. So half is 36 and AC is less than that, so it cannot be C or D. Now out of our 2 remaining choices, this symbol right here means that that is a 90-degree angle, which means it is exactly 1/4 of the circumference of the circle. So in this case, that piece also gives us that it is 1/4 of 36, or 9. Number 4 is another question where you can eliminate 2 answer choices right off the bat. So this asks for which one is a function that has no x-intercepts, otherwise known as a 0. So if it has a real 0, that means that it has an x-intercept. So B and D cannot be my answer. In this case, you can also look at A and C, and we can look at which one we can also eliminate. For A, a linear function will always go through the x-axis at some point, so it has an x-intercept, so it cannot be A, so we are left with C. Number 6 is a question where you can eliminate answer choices right off the bat. So because we are adding, which is what sum means, we're adding these expressions, and so -1 plus 1 will cancel each other out, so anything with a number attached can't be our answer. Also, because we are adding, not multiplying, there will not be an A cubed, so D cannot be our answer. In this case, there is only a single A squared in this side and not an A squared on this side, so we can't combine like terms with that, so A must be our answer. Although number 7 is a word problem, this one we can actually eliminate answer choices very easily based off reading very closely. So here, Jackie's working 2 jobs, and she can work no more than 20 hours per week. So for the first job, which is X, and the second job, which is Y, X and Y added together must be less than 20. So in this statement, that says they are more than 20, so it can't be A, and that statement also shows up in D, so that can't be our answer either. Now we're left with B and C, and the only difference in those 2 are the inequality sign. So we have to see in our equation, in our problem, so she wants to earn at least 220, so at least means more than. So we want this number to be more than 220, so our answer choice is C. So question 8 asks us to interpret the number 331.4, and this is a great candidate to eliminate answer choices because 2 of them talk about the speed and 2 of them talk about an increase in speed, so a rate of change or an actual speed. So we're going to look at 331.4 and find it in our equation. Now in this case, it is just a number. It is not attached to the variable other than by adding. So that means it's not a slope, so it's not a rate of change, so it's not an increase in speed. So at this point, we can actually just eliminate C and D. Because we also know that when the temperature is 0, that is my intercept, we can, based off some knowledge of functions, know that our answer choice must be A then. On number 12, based on our knowledge of rational exponents, we can eliminate 2 of the 4 answer choices right away. Because this means this is 9 cubed and then the 4th root, it can't be just this cubed root of 9, and it can't be just the 4th root of 9. At this point, you have to rely on some other exponent properties in order to determine between C and D, so you could just guess at this point if you don't know those properties. On number 13, just by looking at our equation, we can determine that we can eliminate 2 answer choices right off the bat. So we're looking at adding tea bags to make additional cups of tea. In this case, All right, the number 0 doesn't come up, so it's not none. And the number 3 is nowhere in there, so it's not our answer choice either. Now, by some knowledge of functions, all right, if our cups of tea, n, goes up by 1, so this one's just going to add 2 every time, so this one will only go up by 1 because there's nothing multiplying either one of these. So based on our knowledge of functions, our answer must be B. On number 14, we can eliminate 2 answer choices before we even do anything with the answers. So if we're looking at negative f of x, which is this, so our original graph, so this is an exponential, so it's going to get bigger as x gets bigger. So if we take the negative of that, it's going to flip it this way. So our graph and our answer will have the general shape of something like that. So that means we can eliminate answer choices A and B, and then at worst, you're guessing between 2. On number 15, although this is a rather tricky word problem, we can actually eliminate 2 answer choices just by reading the question carefully. So the question that ends up being, it's how many fewer average miles. So here, we're looking at something that's from 100. So we're looking for the change, not how many miles total he's going to be driving now. So in this case, 95 and 5 are going to be related to that 100. But in this case, we don't want the 95s because that's not the change. So A and C are not our answer choices. And now you're just figuring out which way the fraction goes.